Paul Lisnek, who is WGN, but nominated tonight for Comcast.
Right. Yeah, of course I cover politics for WGN. That's what most people know me for. But in the Comcast world, Jeff, I actually do, as you know, theater and that kind of thing. So tonight we did a special on Blue Man Group for their 20th anniversary, and that's what got the nod tonight. So we'll see what happens.
So Blue Man Group, it's been around for several years,
20.
decades. So what makes it still a popular act after so many years? Do they switch it up?
Well, yes and no. It's interesting. So for the special, it was the celebration of the 20th anniversary, but it's funny that you ask whether they switched it up, because just this week, they actually have premiered a brand new show. I went to the opening a couple of nights ago, and they've changed some of the routines, and it's always, you've seen Blue Man Group, it's always some crazy stuff going on, but it's new, it's fresher, but we honored the 20 years that they've been in Chicago.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And you are into politics here in Chicago. We have Peter Alexander as our host tonight from NBC News. How cool is that to you?
I think it's great. I was so thrilled to see Peter doing this, and especially after the week he had in Washington trying to defend Jim Acosta, and that didn't go so well. So it's been, it's almost like the elections, which everybody was talking about, sort of like, what elections? Did those happen? We're way beyond that at this point, right? So much going on.
I just interviewed Peter, and I had to. I shook his hand to say, as journalists, me and Steph, we appreciate how he backed us up, because media has to stick together about those things.
It's a very frightening thing that, the average person out there who, is accepting the view that the media is the quote-unquote enemy of the people and all of that, and accepting that. And it's very, this isn't taking a position, but it's a very dangerous thing. The right of the press is defended by the Constitution, and it's the First Amendment. It's what it's all about. So to not be able to do our job by asking the questions and finding out what the deal is, it is very dangerous. There are efforts to try and keep us from doing that, and that's just not right.
Yeah, and I know I was taught in journalism not to show bias in a lot of news ways, but we live in a different time now. We have a very opinionated president. So do you feel like media is changing where we as journalists are allowed to have somewhat more of an opinion when we go on TV?
I think it depends what you do. My role at WGN is I am a neutral analyst. I'm not a commentator. So I do everything I can to appear to be in the middle, always asking questions on both sides. Now that doesn't mean I don't get criticized from both sides. People hear what they want to hear. But I think if you take a look at those of us who are trying to stay in the middle, we do our best. It's not easy. And as I watch Jim Acosta and some of the other ones, look, the attacks are very personal. They're very direct. Sure. So it's hard to blame them for stepping out and defending not just themselves, but the profession.
Sure. Well, Paul, best wishes tonight.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Go for Comcast. Hopefully you have the win. And back to you, Steph.